If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I've been waiting to do this video for a while, but I've just been waiting to have the stomach to do it. And it's been a few months since I've seen this trailer and I wanted to cover it. I still don't have the stomach to do it, but I'm doing it anyway because people need to see this. I've talked over and over about reversing the roles, right? Children acting as adults, adults acting like children in television shows, movies, everywhere. And there's a reason behind it. You know what the agenda is. And I want to show you clips from this trailer of a new movie coming out called Good Boys. Of course, it's produced by Seth Rogen, who I've covered in the past, has openly, mocked Jesus and the things that he's done. I don't even want to get into a rant on that, but we all know what his tribe is. And I have to warn you, I'm going to play these clips. There is cursing in it. It's vile, curse. Listen, if you're offended by curse words, you could skip through it and, come back for me talking about it after the fact. But you should see it, because you need to see what they're doing. So just, bite your tongue. And there's some sexual innuendos. This is the stuff that they're doing now. The days of, movies like The Sandlot, or, growing up, where the kids are like, hey, we're going to go play baseball. Or like, I remember Little Giants, like a football movie. Oh, the kids are playing, the mean, good football players are playing the nerdy kids in football. Hey, and they're going to win. That type of theme movie are out the window. This is the stuff now that they're marketing towards kids. And you'll even hear in the beginning how they kind of just, they're pretty much just mocking, because they're like, oh, you're not allowed to watch your trailer because, well, you'll see for yourself. So just be forewarned, there's some language in it. Take a look, and then I'll commentate after.
You guys cannot watch the trailer for your own. It's too messed up for kids your age. There's drugs, there's violence, there's swearing.
These weapons in my parents' closet.
Think your parents let me wear this for Halloween?
And gnaw beads?
It's Japanese for nunchucks, Mo. I'm having a party tomorrow. You in? Yeah. Can Thor and Lucas come? Look like a sippy cup? No, it's a fucking juice box. Because I'm not a fucking child. You do not want to go to Soren's party not knowing how to kiss.
Kick a lion in his crap.
Here's the plan. I'm gonna go to the party with a beer.
What do you have in your pants?
My penis?
Pull it out.
I also have a big dick. Yeah.
How many husbands does she have? Get out of there, girl!
Pretty repulsive, to say the least. Now, there's people who are just so blind that they just think, oh, come on, they're just trying to be funny. It's just a Hollywood movie being funny. That's not what they're doing. They're putting children in situations where they're acting like adults and it's normal. Since when do, what are they, sixth graders? Sixth graders are throwing parties? When does that ever happen, ever? Oh, the sixth grader's getting left home alone and he could throw a party, his parents are away? Huh? In sixth grade? What are you, like 12 then? 13? I'd have to look it up, but that's what I would assume. Maybe even younger than that in sixth grade. Oh, 11. I looked it up. 11. So you could be 10 or 11 in sixth grade. And they're being left home alone and throwing a party. Right? But they're talking like it's normal. They're not just going like, wait, what? A party? Right? 11-year-olds going to get liquor at the liquor store. Okay, this is seed planting. This isn't just being like, oh, let's be random, let's be funny, let's put these little kids in this situation of, high schoolers. This is how they mind control people into moving the age limit down. And I can't go into graphic detail about why, because these are the videos that they don't want out there, because these are the agendas that they must push across. They barely let us talk about LGBT or anything like that. You can't discuss this type of stuff anymore. because they are going to use as much mind control as they can to convince people that young kids are adults. That's why there's shows like Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, where the fifth graders make the adults look dumb. That's why on all of these TV shows, Modern Family, the kids smarter than the parents. I did a video on it. That's why there's these shows, Dancing with the Stars. Then they have Dancing with the Stars for kids. Who wants to watch that? What adult wants to watch kids do the mambo? Then you have, Hell's Kitchen or whatever that show is with, the British guy. I can't even think of his name off the top of my head. But, these cooking shows, and they have adults do it. Then they have kids versions. Master Chef, I think it's called. Who wants to watch kids being chefs? If you have a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old, do you want it cooking you a 5-course meal? Do you even want them on the stove? This is how they subliminally do it. And it's important to know this, as difficult as it is, because you have to have your fists up, ready to stand up for this stuff and fight against it and push back. Because what they're going to do is continue to do these things like that, which is subliminally, it's subtle, right? So it seed plants, it desensitizes people to what they're really trying to do. And then they continue to come out with stuff and they'll be like, scientists say that kids are developed as adults in the 8th grade and they should be treated as adults, right? You remember the stories that I've covered where they talk about these child offenders who have like their own organization because they're saying they're born that way, and people are buying this stuff just like they're buying into the LGB. Why do you think that is? You know why that is if you have any bit of common sense. And like I said, the scientist thing is always the key, right? Doctors and scientists have found and figured out that the human brain in children is rapidly advancing thanks to technology, and kids having iPhones and computers, they're now smarter than adults by 8th grade, or their brain is fully developed by 8th grade. So they should be allowed to be adults in the world. Let them drink. I mean, it sounds insane, but it's going to happen. The dating age is going to be moved. It's just going to happen because everything that they do in darkness is going to be done right in front of everyone's faces. They are normalizing this stuff to create, like I said, this satanic utopian society, the do without wilt society, where there's no judgment and there is absolutely no morals. There's no rules as far as these things go, so that they can get away with this stuff and not even have to worry anymore. And, their number one goal, they lead all these souls to hell. They lead all these souls to Satan. That's really what this is about for them. So taking children, the most innocent thing in the world, and doing this is disgusting. And 30 years ago, this type of movie would never be allowed to be made. Parents would be uproaring, protesting. You have kids saying curse words. You have kids, holding dildos. I mean, how disgusting, anal beads. I mean, how nasty is this stuff? That they have, that was they both said it. We're not in 5th grade, we're in 6th grade. We're adults, right? He's drinking the sippy cup. What does he say? He goes, do I look like an effing kid to you? Right? This is subliminally being done for a reason. There's nothing funny about this type of humor. And anyone that would go see this and find it funny is really sick. But this is geared towards young kids. And somehow their parents are going to let them go see it. A 6th grader's like, I want to go see it because I'm in 6th grade and it looks like it could be funny. And we talk and act like these kids. Because I don't know, I mean, the scary part about it is they have Seth Rogen pushing it. So that there's going to be 40-year-olds who watch this. And that's, who they're going after. Because they're going, look, Seth Rogen produced it. Remember, his funny movies that he was in, Super Cop or Super Bad or whatever, even though it wasn't funny. And people are like, yeah, he's so funny. I always see Seth Rogen's movies. Well, that's why they show him in the trailer as a producer. And that's why they keep saying, well, from the producers and the directors of these movies that you like. And this is 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. And what are they doing? They're saying, go see this. And then that's where the seed's planted, where the 40-year-old goes, oh man, this is really funny. They don't even realize why they're putting these children in that situation. And then suddenly they're not thinking, they're not going, wait a minute, Isn't this the exact type of movie that's supposed to be for high school kids, like 17 and 18-year-olds, right? I'm trying to think of a 80s, movie off the top of my head, or like American Pie, right? It's like American Pie, and then you just remove 10 years off of the kids' lives. Imagine American Pie with 10-year-olds. That's pretty much what it is. But instead of people sitting there going, oh my goodness, we went from 17-year-olds doing this type of stuff in movies and high school parties to 6th graders. And then go, why? That's pretty easy to figure out. So this is just disturbing. I'm sorry I had to put people through it. I apologize for the cursing. But it's important to know this stuff because, you can't be defenseless in this world anymore. You can point it out to your family, to your friends, and show them what they're doing. And I know they're going to go, well, that's a stretch, and that's being ridiculous. But it's not. It's not a stretch. Because we know what they're doing. So pray for these children out there that are not affected by this. Pray that adults are smart enough to see what they're doing and go, this is gross. I don't want to see 6th graders making out in a movie. I don't want to see 6th graders swinging around dildos and anal beads and cursing like sailors. Cursing like 17-year-old kids would, or going to buy beer, playing spin the bottle. Pretty sick stuff. So this comes to you from Seth Rogen and the tribe over there at Universal. Unbelievable, folks. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.